Welcome to Andi-Co Australia. Today we're going to be talking about the Falcon Classic 110 dual fuel upright range, available in cranberry, black, cream, racing green, royal blue and white. The parent company of Falcon was established in 1830 when they made the first upright range in Leamington Spa in the UK, and we still manufacture in that same plant today. Heritage is one of the things that sets Falcon aside from others, and we stick to this small splashback, which is a heritage-based splashback, which of course can be removed if we don't wish to use it. Just in front of that is a venting system because the cavities themselves are rear vented, which means that any excess heat or steam comes up through the rear venting and then can be exhausted out through our range hood, rather than across the top of the oven back out into the kitchen, which can be quite uncomfortable for us. The manufacturing process that we go through to make our cooktops themselves means that the high gloss enamel is very hard, very scratch resistant and very acid resistant, and will look as good in years to come as it does today. On the right hand side of this unit we have a warming zone. Now this is a 0.16 of a kilowatt warming zone, round about 80 degrees, ideal for keeping plates warm, etc. The 5-burner gas cooktop, which is available in natural gas or LPG. On the right hand side we have a large wok ring burner and a large wok ring. Now of course we can take this off and use that as a flat surface for large pots and pans, etc. Over on the left hand side we have a griddle plate. Now this griddle plate is actually aluminium and it's coated in a material that means that we don't have to use oils and grease. And when we've finished, it's a simple process of just wiping it clean. Doesn't need to be put into the dishwasher. Of course, if we don't want to use the griddle plate, we can use just the normal trivet, and we have a 5-burner gas cooktop with flame failure. Now, flame failure basically means that should one of these burners go out, the others will stay alight, but we then need to turn that off and back on again before we can reactivate it. It's a safety feature built into these units. Moving down to the control panel itself, in the centre you'll notice that we have a clock. This is a minute minder and a forward programming clock. The minute minder means that we can time anything in the kitchen, or we can actually set the left-hand oven to run for a certain amount of time. Alternatively, with the programming, we can actually have the oven turn on and off at a particular time of day for us, and that's the left-hand oven. I have a short video here that I'd like you to have a look at, which explains that process. And when we come back, we'll have a look further at this particular model. To use the minute minder function on Falcon upright ranges, we simply press the bell button and then the plus and minus buttons until we get to the desired time that we want the unit to count down backwards. The clock will revert to normal display, and we can check on how long it's got to go simply by pressing the bell. Once it reaches the end of that time, a buzzer will sound and we press the stop button to clear it. We can of course check at any time exactly what the unit is doing, but we can cancel it out by pressing the bell button and the minus button until it gets to 0. Once this happens, it will revert back to normal manual function. We can also use the Falcon minute minder to automatically stop the oven. So once we've selected the temperature and where applicable the function, we simply press the stop cooking button, and by using the plus and minus buttons, set to tell it what time we want it to finish. Once it reaches that time, it will beep automatically and the oven will turn off, and then we can press the hand button to turn it back to manual. If we change our minds and we wish to cancel that function, we simply press the stop cook button again, press the minus button back down to 0, and it will revert back to the normal display. We can then press the stop hand button to turn it back to manual. We can also use this display for setting the automatic programming. So once we've set the oven temperature and where applicable the oven function, we press the cook button and then the plus button to set it to how long we want this oven to cook, and in this case 1 hour. Now by setting the stop cook button, we actually tell the oven exactly what time we want it to stop cooking. And for the purpose of this exercise, we've set it for 2 o'clock. We can check on how long the oven has to go by pressing the cook button, and also what time it's going to finish by pressing the stop button. Once the cooking program is complete, it will beep and we can turn that off by pressing the hand stop button. If we want to cancel the whole unit completely, we can press the cook button and then the minus button until we zero the unit out. Once we've done this, we once again press the hand stop button, and that puts the unit back into manual mode. And of course we must not forget to turn off the temperature and the oven function where applicable. So as you can see from that short video, very, very versatile unit. Moving down and having a look at the front of the unit, on the left hand side we have a grill, and this is an open door grill system, and obviously grill pan which slides back in and out. Just below that grill door we have the left hand oven cavity, which is a conventional oven, top and bottom heat. On the door we have what we call handy rack. Now this handy rack is designed for roasts, roast vegetables, etc. It means that when we put a roast or roast vegetables in there, we can actually open the door during cooking to baste and turn without actually having to take it out of the oven. The handy rack has 2 settings on the door, which means we can do different height cooking, and it also means that if we like, we can utilise the racking inside as well as the racking on the door at the same time. This rack of course can be removed and we can use it as just a normal conventional oven. The oven on the right hand side is a fan oven, wire racks, in this unit exactly the same type wire rack as in the other side of the cavity. We have self-cleaning liners in the sides and the back of both of these ovens, which basically means that through the cooking process any fats that are spat onto that will actually clean off. Really we only ever have to clean the base and the door itself. Moving a little bit further down, we have a storage drawer, and this is a storage drawer for the wok ring if we're not using it, or the griddle plate if we're not using it. So, as you can see, there we have the classic 110 dual fuel, available in cranberry, black, cream, racing green, royal blue and white. For more information on the Falcon range, please visit our website at Andi-Co.com.au.